Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to my channel. This is Angela, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Let me know down below how you're doing. I want to thank all the people who are subscribed to my channel, our new subscribers. Welcome to my YouTube family, and I'm glad that you're here. Thank you to my loyal followers, and also if this is your first time and you're watching this video, I hope you stay and subscribe and hit the bell button so you can get future notification. The reason I am here today is to share an In Love Art Shop project that I made using multiple supplies that were sent to me, and they are that I mix and match. There's one thing that I bought from myself because I thought it was so beautiful. And it's the first thing I am going to start with. And it is the 6x6. This is the 6x6 background paper called Winter Wonderland. It's a beautiful paper. Here is a picture of all the papers that you get. You get a total of 24 papers, 2 of each, 12 designs, and it is 160 GSM. I save every single little bit of my scraps because this album I use even dies. There are not even Christmas dies. So these are some of the papers that comes in here. They're one-sided. They're so beautiful. Oh my God. It remind me like the country paper. It is gorgeous. I just ordered it and got it here. Also, there's all the links for all the supplies I used in this project will be down below in the description box. Also, with a subscribe code that you can use to get 15% off. So this is the paper I use, and I think it's gorgeous. And these are all the scraps that I use. Also, I want to share with you, and I'm sorry because my cat my friend has her cat here and it scratched me there, and it doesn't look good, but I'm okay. So oh, I want you to know that there's a discount code there that where you can use. And if you use that code, you're in links, you're letting them know that you saw this video and used the dies that I used for this project. Which dies did I use? I am going to start with the stamp set. And it is this Christmas stamp set that I love so much because I think it can be Christmas, it can be anything because of this deer. I think is so. The stamp is separate, but they also have the dies. They also have the dies, and here are the dies for that stamp. Also, I use these leaves are so versatile that these are that I use them in almost everything. You get tropical, you get autumn, you can use them in flowers, you can use them in vines, you can use them anywhere. So I use this set of die. I use this die over here. I also use 2 other dies, and these are the 3 landscape dies, and this is another die that I use in my book. So those are the dies that I used from them. What I used to make the book is actually some of this this is not chipboard. It is, and it's a cardstock, but it's flexible. And it's just that I use it in a different color because I have it also in this color. And what I did was, I will explain you. And this is an example of this. I did, this book is 4 inches wide, 6 inches exactly. I made the inside with the same material, and then I cover it with the paper. It's just that I make a 1/4 of an inch smaller. Okay. The other thing I use to make this corners was my We Are Memory the corner chomper that I have. I use this one. Oh, I picked the wrong one. This is but this is what I use, the one that have that cut. And I think, let me see something. I think I'm too, let me just put my camera a little bit out so you can see better. I apologize for that. I think you can see better now. I have more room. So I use that tool. The other thing I used was a lot of stickers. I used from Simple Story the stickers We Are Family that have these in colors in black and white. I used the I Am Simple Story from my stash that have golds and black. And I use these rub-ons that are notes and things from crepe paper. So I use this from my stash that I have for a longest time. Also, I use some seam bindings. I use 3 different seam bindings, and I crinkle my seam bindings so I can use them to bind the book. And also, the glue I use was the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. Let me see where I can put this. I can put it in there. I use the Crystal Clear, and I use the Crystal Drop, the White Blizzard. I use the Aquaflow and the True Turquoise. I blend it with water, and I use my silver black velvet brush. I used the number 6 because I wanted to use, I use some water, and I use my craft knife to cut certain things. So I'm going to move some of these things out of the way here, so that way you can see and appreciate the book I made. Okay, so I will leave the paper here. Okay, so here is the book. And like I say, it's 4 inches by 6. And if you notice, I left a little bit of the cardboard. I distressed all the paper with vintage photo oxide ink and my my blenders. I use some flour and more others, and some trims and some, and I call it, that's why I call it the Beautiful Christmas. This is a page. I put the page as a base, and then I cut this to kind of give a dimension on the second paper, and that's why it looks like it's 3D. And I use the same ink to ink the edges. The back, I use the Christmas paper. Like you see, I distress it. And I use this that I have from a stamp. I took a piece of actually craft paper and stamped this and put it there with these little and the paper says Merry Christmas. And this is the way I bound my book. I didn't want to tie it too much because I was afraid, but this is what I did was I cut slits on the side with I measure one and I kind of cut it with this through all the pages. So this is the book. The first page, when you open here, it says a simple hello, and you can use this to put a coffee. I put a coffee card here that I'm going to put here for the person, and I had a little, I think this is a paper clip that somebody sent me, I think, and I use it here, and this is one of the rub-ons, and I distressed the edges and I cut, and you can see how the ribbon goes through this. This is another rub-on. Here, this is the one. All the blue thing I did using my Nuvo water, Aqua Flow and my brush. I diluted it with water. This is rub-on, and it says truthful, gentle, and fearless. The story, hello. And there is some polar bears, and here you can see this die that I used to cut like the trees and backgrounds, and this one. Then this is this die where I cut this in pearlescent paper. Oops, this one moved a little bit. And then I use this other one in the top to make the flowers. Ooh, I use these rhinestone, this flower rhinestone. And then I have another rub-on and I put happy moments. And I use here this beautiful deer paper, and it has the foxes too. So I put the foxes here that I cut from the paper, and I kind of cut the mounds of the paper here, and then I cut the fox, and then on top I put this die again in here and added some trim. Here you can see in the black areas of the fox, I put some of the crystal glaze, and then use a rub-on that says sometimes that things you are looking for comes when you are not looking at all. And I thought it was so appropriate because it looks like the fox are looking for something. And then here, I use this here, and here you can see that paper, how beautiful it is. And I put some of these leaves, and I want to add some poinsettias or some pine cones in here, but I didn't have any one hand in. Here it comes with this polka dotted, and I used both of them because it was such a great basic paper. And then here is the other page. It says, I am strong and beautiful. And here is where I use the stamp and the die. I stamp the deer with Stay On. And then I color it with watercolor pencils. And I added a little bit of red around it. I used this little gold piece that I have. Here I'm using again this versatile. I used these two ones again around the deer, and I added 2 flowers to the antlers. Then this is the last page, and it says, I am on my way home. It's the starting place for love and dreams. And here, this was another paper. It was barely white. I distressed it. I used the Aqua Flow again and water. Our journey, I put here, so very blessed in here. And here are the 2 birds flying. I think they're They look like cardinals, but I don't know if cardinals are white. And then I use some of that crystal to put on their wings. And I watercolor all the back. And the paper took very, very nice. This, and I put this little trim of pearls in here. And again, this is the back of the book. Like you see again, I added a rose, I added here this, and I added another thing. I call this life is a beautiful Christmas. I want to give this to somebody very special that I know that in this moment need encouragement and support. So that person inspired me to make this book. So I will show you one more time. Like I say, it was a very simple. I didn't use any dies for to make the book. I basically used cut a 4x6 piece of cardboard, and then I use my chomper to give them to cut the edges, and the same thing with the papers. So here is, I want to put a coffee gift card in here. Here are, again, I use a lot of watercolor and the paper took it beautifully. Here is, again, everything that is blue is because I added it with the watercolors and the aqua flows and the rub-ons. And here, I love these dies. They are so, and you're going to find them all in the description box. Love this stamp and love this deer. And I was able to use stickers. And I didn't tie this too much because I wanted to actually leave it open in case the person wanted added something. And like I say, this is how I tie bows in here to bind my book. I hope you like my projects. And like I say, it's very easy to do. If you're interested in a tutorial, I can do a tutorial. But the problem with me, I will have to do a live tutorial because I don't know how to edit. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. I'm trying my best to do the best I can. So thank you for watching. I hope you like. This is my first Christmas project. I hope you like it and you get inspired. Thank you, Inlovearts, for providing these awesome and beautiful dies. And like I say, all the supplies I use from Inlovearts, links will be there below. Also, my code, so you can get a discount. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful night. And I hope that crafting make you happy because it make me happy and inspire you. Have a wonderful night. Kisses and blessings.